The Legal Services Consumer Panel, probably my least favourite public body, have been at it again. This time it's calling for spot checks on lawyers to ensure that they are still competent. It's a fairly ageist document suggesting that those of us longer in the tooth may have forgotten the law and so on. Classic Legal Services Consumer Panel, no recognition or understanding of a whole variety of things. Firstly, there is a market for something like 10,000 law firms, and we compete with one another. And if we're not any good, people don't come to us, they go to other firms. There's transparency now with websites, with the ability online to look up any lawyer in the country. And the assumption always, and it runs through this document, is that the people of this country are stupid, that consumers, as they insist on calling them, rather than clients, are stupid and go blind to lawyers. Secondly, there's a failure to understand that knowledge of the law is actually a small part of the working life of most lawyers. It's about guiding people, advising people, reassuring people, often, very often saying to people, you have a good legal case, but my advice is to get on with your life. Don't waste the time and money. Classic is defamation or breach of confidentiality. Often the effect of bringing a defamation claim is to give massive publicity to the very thing that the person is objecting to being publicised in the first place. Likewise, breach of confidentiality. Obviously, by definition, those cases where we say to people, no, don't go ahead with this, put it down to experience, carry on with your life, they don't get a lot of publicity. The other point, which this particular body never ever seems to grasp, is that quality comes at a price. What this body always wants is amazing standards of legal advice and everything else at the lowest possible price. Well, if you want a Mercedes, you pay more for it than you pay for a Ford. It's as simple as that. I'm all in favour of continuing professional development, which our regulatory body seems to think is unnecessary. I'm all in favour of ensuring that all professions and all people are kept up to the mark. But don't think you can have the highest quality of professional service on the cheap. You can't. And the other thing, while we're at it, could we have some sort of quango quality check? I would like to be on the body that checks precisely what abilities, talent and right these people who sit on these panels have, because as far as I'm concerned, it's zero. Of course, as a lawyer, I should be regulated by the professional body governing lawyers, and of course by the courts as an officer of the court, and as a citizen of the country by Parliament, by local authorities and so on. Would this country be any the worse off if we scrapped overnight every single panel, quango, watchdog, ombudsman, consumer organisation? Get rid of the lot, the whole lot, overnight. We're short of money now with COVID. Let's get rid. And let's be governed once again by Parliament, local authorities, the courts, and ultimately the people. The legal services, consumer, whatever it is, are a waste of time, a waste of space, but they're also harmful because they create a sense of dumbing down. And the rich irony of this document, which is talking about quality, is that their whole existence is based on price, quantity, and not quality.